It's Morning Edition from NPR News. I'm Steve Inskeep.
And I'm Mary Louise Kelly.
Almost 70 years ago, an American scientist visited the Italian seaside town of Piave.
Good morning, 9 minutes past 8 o'clock. Normal high temperature for this date is 77. Yesterday's official high was 78. Weather Service predicts a high temperature today of about 83. Right now at our studios on North Monroe Street, we have got fair skies on this Friday morning. Current temperature is 60 degrees here at Spokane Public Radio. Maybe later you can film our quarters down there because we're literally jammed into what used to be a conference room. And it's kind of an open air room where we have sort of cubicles. I've sort of created one out of pieces of gear laying around. But I mean, I'm constantly getting interrupted by just the flow of people through this area. And I'm trying to edit pieces and edit stories a lot of times where it's a lot of distractions going on.
It is rabid competition for this studio because it is the best studio in the building and everyone knows it. News production sounds like you're talking in a bathroom stall. This production studio over here, actually the mic sort of like hisses and clicks and you don't get very good sound. Plus you have the road noise. They actually used to have a door with soundproofing on it that you're supposed to put up against the window to try and stifle the noise. And you actually have to shut this door down here if you want to blot out noise from the lobby. That's how loud it gets. We don't meet building codes, and even some very basic ones. For example, the lack of wheelchair access, the most notable one. There's just no way we can keep on going in a building that is so miserably out of sync with modern times.
Well, our problem beyond simple problems is simply not having enough room, and not having enough room is a big one.
It would be impossible for us to move into this building in this era with the rules being the way they are. We would look at the building and say, no, it's not adequate. For many things. The bricks are crumbling, the storage is inadequate in its volume. Many things are not quite right about it, although it's been great to have it the way we have for all these years. The rent was incredibly cheap. The fact that we had this building, it seemed at the time spacious, it seemed like a great area, all its little nooks and crannies, which I'm afraid we filled up a little too quickly, but it's been a place where we've been able to make great radio and bring lots of great programs and ideas and concepts to a great audience. It's just that at this point, we just can't keep on expanding and keep on using the space we've got as storage space and training space and multiple production rooms. But there's just nowhere to go in this limited space.
One thing I find is that we are the focal point for the amazing people in the community. When I play something on the radio, I'm aware that anything I say, any piece of information I say, there's somebody out there that's been there, done that knows much more about it than I do. You mentioned Porgy and Bess and you find somebody that saw it in 1952 in Chicago on their first date. And so there's somebody that knows in so well everything, and we could bring more of those voices in, and we could really capitalize so much more on the combined knowledge of our whole community if we had a lot more and more efficient production facilities.
The heart of a radio station like this one is its performance studio. That we have such an emphasis on live performance, and we've had folk groups, jazz groups, and classical musicians, including the Northwest Music Festival from all the students all around come in and play. Kids of all ages playing beautifully, and we're just real proud of it. We already have outgrown this building. We have to move into a larger space.
Right now, we go out to other venues like the Bing or River Park Square or Riverfront Park, and I think we're always going to want to get out into the community. But we would like to enhance our localism by being able to do more live things or produce things. And there's an incredible expense and use of people power whenever we go out into the community. It takes a lot of volunteers, takes a lot of staff members, takes a lot of money to rent all these venues. If we had our own venue, we could increase the number of things that we were doing that were inherently local. at the station.
Technology is radically changing, and all of a sudden there is the technology for us to create 3, 4, 5, and 6 program streams. There's the information available to create those program streams, and then also, frankly, there's an increasing expectation in the internet generation and the Facebook, etc. generation. They're not going to be satisfied with just one nice, funky old radio station trying to be all things to all people. And so we absolutely have to keep up with this exploding expectation of the world, and so that way we can be the radio station for 2025.
This is All Things Considered from NPR News. I'm Melissa Block.
And I'm Robert Siegel. You've heard our expeditions down those exotic foreign rivers.